Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Wednesday afternoon. Hope you're well, hope you're still on a good day, whatever it is that you're doing. If it's work, if it's dog walking, if it's going to the gym, I hope you're enjoying it. We're talking around a new guy that I've actually never spoken about on this channel before, which is always quite nice and exciting. I think it's quite nice to freshen things up. We're talking about Teun Koopmeiners, so quite a cool name, but we'll talk a little bit about him and kind of where this sort of story came from in regards to Spurs having a potential interest in the player. So plenty to talk about within there. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let's talk Teun Koopmeiners. They came from Sport Witness. And inside the article it says that Tottenham and Manchester United are in the picture to sign Teun Koopmeiners in the summer. That's according to Tuttosport, who state the two English clubs are set to compete with Juventus for the Atalanta star. It's claimed that both Tottenham and Manchester United are moving to secure the 25-year-old services. Now, I'll go into a little bit more of the article in just a second that I will read to you. This is the real issue, I think, with teams that aren't in the Premier League. Juventus used to have, and you could even think maybe to a degree Bayern or a PSG, they used to have quite a sort of a monopoly over their own leagues. A player can be quite decent in their league and they'll come along and go, we'll have him, thank you very much. You know, we'll give you a few quid for him, but he's come to us. Like, we're the top dogs in this league. We poach from this league. Bayern do it all the time. PSG have done it quite often. Juventus used to do it quite a lot. Obviously, Juventus this season have had a pick-me-up. They're not the Juventus of what we remember them of old, maybe like 10 years ago, but they're still, they've had a bit of a rebirth. Allegri's back. I think they've lost one game all season. I think, well, they might have lost two, I don't know. They played Inter Milan the other night. I can't remember the score. But they're sitting second in the Serie A, which, bear in mind, this is a team that finished outside the top four not long ago. But the issue they have is, even though they're happy to pay those big wages, they don't have the ability to compete with a top six English club when it comes to paying for fees. Because I'm going to go into this bit, and it says that it's claimed it won't be convinced with €40 million fee. It would need at least €60 million to part with the Netherlands international. And it even says it makes it complicated for Juventus, and it does. It really, really does make it complicated for Juventus. That's where they're going to struggle. Manchester United, obviously one of the biggest clubs in the world. Spurs are now into the top 8 in that regard as well. You have the ability to pretty much beat most teams in the world just because you can. But let me talk to you a little bit about Koopmeiners himself. He's 25 years old. He will be 26 at the end of February. He's a few days after me. But yeah, he'll be 26 at the end of this month, basically. He's a defensive midfielder / central midfielder, like a box-to-box, left footer. Contract expires in the summer of 2027. This season, he's played 26 times, scoring 7 and assisting 4, and that's across the Serie A, Europa League and the Italian Cup. He's played over 2,100 minutes as well. He's sort of contributing, in terms of his goals, every 300 minutes, which, by the way, from midfield, that is really good. You know, we're talking about a guy who with he scores in 1 in every less than 4 games now. So for a midfielder, that's very, very good. We're not talking like he's a right mid, left mid, you know, one of those, like a Rashford who cuts in and shoots every time he can, or a Salah, you know, things like that. I know they're wingers, but just listen to me, all right? This is a guy that plays number 6, number 8. And the fact that he is contributing 11 goal contributions in 26, 1 every 2.5 games, I think is mightily impressive. And I was watching a lot on him, sort of just kind of get to grips as to who he is as a guy. He's very physical for a guy. You know, the amount of videos, the amount of clips that you see him just bodying people and just out-muscling people, I was quite impressed by that. He's quite a powerful runner. You know, I'm not going to say he's Yaya Toure or anything like that, but he very much can shrug people off. He can very much just sort of get away from, anyone that's trying to be physical from him. He's got a bit of a rocket on him as well. Long shots wise, I was quite impressed with some of the long shots. Balls into the box, very good delivery into the box as well. Because I think a lot of times I kind of say about midfielder, press resistant, all these sort of things. I was quite impressed with actually some other things that I would normally not talk about. He kind of gives me a bit of a Bentancur vibe in a way, and a bit like a Sarr in a way. If Sarr was carrying about 5 to 10 pounds more muscle, I think you might get those sort of vibes. But yeah, Bentancur, I can kind of see that as well. Like I said, he can play 6 and 8, which again, I don't think, other than Basuma, I don't think we have a true number 6. I think we just have a lot of guys who can play the 6 and 8 positions. Sarr, Bentancur, a Højbjerg, a Skip. This is a guy that can play 6 as well as 8. And the interesting thing that I would find is Maddison plays on the left as the 10. If we were having a left footer in the midfield, would you ever see him play as the left-sided player, but as a number 8, and Maddison move to the right-sided midfielder as a 10? I'm interested by that. But I really liked what I saw. Yeah, he's going to cost a lot of money, but I was really, really impressed with what I saw. I do really feel like they're going to go big into the midfield. I think, Spurs and their ability to win games and dominate possession, the midfield is really crucial. You saw what we've looked like without Basuma. You've seen what we've looked like without Sarr, and Bentancur's missed time, and Maddison's missed time, and Lo Celso's missed time. We're not the same. And if you can have 2 per position in that group that are all really solid, you're having Bentancur and Basuma as your 6s, or no, let's call it Koopmeiners even. 6s being him, Basuma, Bentancur and Sarr being 8s, 10 being Maddison. Let's just say Lo Celso for the sake of things. That's a really healthy room. Then you sprinkle in a Donnelly. You can sprinkle in a Skip even. Having Skip as a spare part. I don't have any issues with that. And plus homegrown, it helps. All those things, I know. But that's, I still don't think they'll go Koopmeiners. I still think they go Chelsea's route, and I still think they go Gallagher purely because of the FFP situation. Knowing that Chelsea have to sell, knowing it has to be by the end of June, so he's going to be in ahead of pre-season, which, look, new system, different style of play, suited to you, but different, it's going to suit him immensely. And I think if you can nail a good big signing in the midfield, I still think, and I'll do a video on this, who I think will get in a defence and attack, and maybe odd shouts here and there, maybe positions that I think we might look at. I think if you can go get nailing that midfield, you've got your 6 in there then, your players, 6 in there. Then do you go and say, we don't need to go and get another midfielder, because I think we've got a guy that can come through, and Skip can help us a bit maybe. But then I'll talk about the other positions as to maybe what Spurs do, because I think we're in for a really peculiar summer window. I don't think it's going to be as big as it was last year. I don't know for you. I don't see us having a wholesale change system. I think you'll have a lot of exiting, lots of players leaving and actually permanently leaving. I'd say you have more leaving than you will be bringing in. But a lot of that will be players that aren't going to be playing anyway, so it doesn't really matter to the squad, But we'll see. But anyway, guys, in the video, hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section your thoughts and feelings about Teun Koopmeiners. If you want him, if you don't want him. If you don't want him, who do you want? I want to know your thoughts and feelings about that. Obviously, I have released a video earlier today. You might want to go back and check that out. I do talk about Giovanni Lo Celso and interest from Galatasaray. And subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the notification for more. But anyway, guys, in the video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.